Welcome back to the Dorms Podcast, everyone. Happy Friday. How's everyone doing?
Very tired.
Good.
I think I'm either getting over or in the early stages of getting sick. I cannot tell you because I have not felt bad in like days, but my nose feels like shit. So I guess we'll see what happens. But it's been pretty shit the last 2 days. That's good, homie.
I
How are you?
mean, I'm one day out of actually starting my job.
Oh yeah,
Finally
huh?
opening.
Starts tomorrow.
Let me tell you, I've been cutting fruits and vegetables all week and I hate it. But they got me on the floor, so we're chilling.
Cutting fruits and vegetables might be the worst thing that I've ever done. So when I was working at Five Guys, I used to do produce in the mornings. So I have to get there. I'd have to get there at 7, and we have to do produce. We have to do meat before 8 o'clock, and then produce before 9 o'clock. So, dude, like sitting there cutting 2 full bags of onions while your eyes are just bleeding, and you
Yep.
can't stop because we're on a time crunch, and you have to cook all your food fresh. It's the worst. It's the worst.
I've
Pretty
definitely
bad.
had to do something similar. I've had to prep breakfast. I've had to prep the chili at Wendy's. I've had to prep the fucking vegetables all within like an hour, and that's awful.
Okay, but Miles, is Wendy's chili just leftover meat?
The secret is yes.
I knew it.
I think everyone knew that, Ben.
I just needed it confirmed.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just leftover meat.
Yeah, did you want to know the process? It's whatever burger patties are left over from the night before. They put them in like distilled water and put them in the freezer or like the cooler, and then they bring it out the next morning and then put it in like the warm shit to make it chili.
That's why I don't eat the chili.
Still tastes good though.
Okay, so
Chili.
today, obviously, we'll have the normal news and game like we do every time, but today we're going to be talking about crime and like thriller, just the genre in general, just some things we liked about it. We were all going to watch Ant-Man 3. Bennett watched it, but then we kind of, at least I decided, I was like, I've heard too many bad reviews that I'm not going to waste my money on going and seeing it. And then I didn't feel like not getting it illegally. I really felt like not getting it illegally.
I definitely say don't get it illegally, but don't do it. But seriously, think about it.
Exactly. Well, let's not dilly-dally. Matthew, are you on news? No, Benjamin's on news, right?
Benjamin's on news.
Benjamin Button?
Big
Pretty sure he
Ben.
called me Bennett like 2 minutes ago.
What?
Bennett?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to say Benny Boy, but maybe I said Bennett.
All right.
Bennett.
This is actually a pretty big news week. It's not much, but I mean, like, it's big things in news.
Oh, it's big, but it's not a lot.
It's honest work, right?
I'd say it's pretty advertised.
A new Harry Potter project is in the works. It's the Cursed Child adaptation with the main 3 attached to join back.
Bonkers.
Now,
That's
I've heard
fucking
bad
crazy
things
as
about
shit.
the Cursed Child play.
It's
book.
ass.
So, Miles, how do you feel about this?
About what?
It's doo-doo
Cursed Child.
cheeks.
Isn't that the book that's supposed to be like that happens at the end of Deathly Hallows? Is that
That's
like the
the
build up
play.
to it, right?
It's the play that they did.
That takes place in the future, right?
It takes place when it's literally the prologue after.
So that's what this is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
all 3 are coming back.
it follows Draco's son and Harry's son, and they get some girl who turns out to be Voldemort's daughter to use a time turner to go bring Cedric back from the dead, and he becomes a Death Eater. It's very fucking complicated and weird.
Cedric's coming back?
Fuck.
Patrick!
No.
I meant to say Robert Pattinson.
Patrick Pattinson.
Patrick Pattinson.
Patrick Robertson?
You want to know why I said Patrick, and I'll be so honest. Robert Pattinson. You said Cedric. I thought of Batman because I thought of Robert Pattinson. Then I thought of Christian Bale. So then I was like, oh, Patrick.
It's such a roundabout way.
It's just like that's how it worked in my brain.
Also, new Lord of the Rings movies are happening at WB Discovery.
Wild.
Dude, Ben is excited about that.
Okay, so
what a turn of a fucking Vince, boys.
Dude, let me tell you, this past month and a half, I've been on a fantasy kick, right? And I've always been someone to say that Lord of the Rings just didn't click with me. I thought they were good movies, but like whatever it was didn't click with me. But I'm rewatching them. They're fire.
Yes.
But I don't know what this new Lord of the Rings movies are. I did some digging. It doesn't sound like they're rebooting them. Sounds like they're just kind of adding on.
I think it's
I
just
will
gonna be
say though,
sequels.
I'm not excited about this route of retextualizing old property.
Yeah.
I think it's if that's what they're going to try and go down this route of, they probably need to cut it quick because I think it like what it did to Fast and the Furious. They ruined that shit so fast
Yeah.
by just milking it.
But
It's sad to think
Well,
no
I
one can come
also
up
feel
with
like
original content.
Lord of the Rings has such a rich universe that it could definitely use
Well, yeah,
other shit. But you got to show us something that we've never seen before in order for it to be worth watching.
Well, also that, and also they have to please the old fans, the new old fans, the new fans, and the newest fans, because they released right around the prequels released. So it's like the people that are watching their movies are what, in their 40s now.
Well,
Then they have people in their 20s watching them that were born when they were watching them. So it's like they got to make sure that the story appeals to everyone, or I just don't think it'll do well. Same thing with this Harry Potter movie. Like Miles was saying, like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter both have rich universes and can do a lot with their properties. But I believe Miles in most of what he says on Harry Potter, and if he says it's shit, I'll take his word for it.
I would ask you guys to read it, but I read it and
Fuck
it's not worth reading.
Oh, it's like isn't it like an 18-hour play?
No, it's dude, it's like I don't know, it's not the length of a Harry Potter. It's like a 50-page screenplay playwright
I'm
thing.
pretty sure.
But it's not super long. I don't think it's an 18-hour play.
I know
It's
it's
like a 2.5 hour long.
very long play.
I don't know if it's an 18-hour play, but I read the fucking whatever the hell it's called, I don't know, the script for it, I guess. Screenplay, and it was not great.
It's a 3.5 hour long play. So
There's literally scenes of infidelity between Harry and Hermione. Harry yells at McGonagall because she won't be able to have kids. It's very not like Harry Potter, so it's very weird to read. I've heard the play and why like in action is good though.
Prequel TV series over at HBO Max for It, a Pennywise origin series.
Jesus
Miles,
Christ.
you don't sound happy.
Why do we need that, bro? We already know so much about the characters.
Here's the thing. I don't care to know more about the character. He's more scary just being whatever the fuck he is. I don't even have to know what he is. He's just scary.
He's literally an entity. He's an it. It's a clown.
It's called Welcome to Derry, and it's kind of like an origin story for Pennywise when he first shows up in Derry, and then I guess also Derry. I like the first It movie. I don't like the second one, besides like one line, which I think is one of the funniest lines in all of cinema. Miles, you remember the scene where what's his name? Richie comes out, and Bill Hader's like, "You want to play Truth or Dare? Here's the truth. You're a sloppy bitch." And then bro gets fucking
paralyzed.
Gets paralyzed. His eyes go white. But that shit killed me. Aquaman 2 is supposedly the worst DCEU movie, which is saying a lot, actually. And
that's a shit ton, dude.
This is making Jason Momoa more likely to quit in the DCEU, the old DC. So he's more likely to move over to new DC. But I know they also want to make this a trilogy. The way it sounds, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I think to a point. It's also like, is Jason Momoa the best actor in Hollywood?
No, he's not. But he is.
Are his talents so seeked out that we care that he's moving to DC?
There's a character that he's most likely playing, which
we know who it is, right? Yeah. I'm just saying, like, Like I get like how shit DCEU treated its movies and the whole thing behind it, but like there's got to be a point where it's like, is it also his acting or is it really just the studio? Because if it's just the studio, yeah. But like I mean I've seen him in I don't know what else I've seen him in. I mean I saw him in wasn't he in the Fast and the Furious movie or was that Roman Reigns?
He's in the new one.
Yeah,
He's
Had
in the
to,
newest
okay.
one.
But I was thinking of the one where Roman Reigns was in too. My bad. What's up with the
No.
whole Samoan route? What's going on?
The Rock.
Yeah, it's The Rock.
Yeah.
All Quiet on the Western Front wins Best Picture at the BAFTAs, which is British Oscars.
Yeah.
And apparently it picked up a lot of awards, so it might come in for the Oscars. But the biggest piece of news this week is a new slasher movie is coming out
By
with
us.
Addison Rae starring.
Yes,
No.
sir, bro. Okay. Now before you guys get pissed.
He's gonna say, "Hear me out."
No. I'm really gonna fucking get on side with her for a little second here. She's All That was a shit movie. We can all agree that. She's All That was not it. It was a bad movie. What's his name is in that movie? I can't think of his first name. Tanner Buchanan. Yes, Tanner Buchanan is also in that movie. And that movie is shit, but he's also very, very good in Cobra Kai.
What's your point?
Sorry, give me a second. My boss was texting me. I had to look at that. So, I'm saying is, I think we should give her another chance.
No.
I'm telling you, bro. And this is a different role, bro. She's going from like playing the Mean Girls character to actually.
You're gonna try to be a scream queen?
She actually has to try though. She has to try acting. She can't just sit there and scream because this is an actual director, right? Like he's directed more than 2 things in his lifetime. So
does it say like who's directing it, who's doing what with it? Is it by Netflix? What's it like? Who's it by then?
I'm pretty sure it's over on Peacock.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying anything
trying to get the
story-wise.
slasher genre, and it's not been working.
I'm just saying for her, we should give her a second chance. Everyone deserves a second chance, bro. There has been some shitter actors out there who have prevailed and are good now that weren't so good back in the day.
Because look at Gaga.
Well, I wasn't saying that, but yes.
I'm just more on the side of the influencer route going to actor. I mean, that's fine. It's just like, it's just like,
well, yeah,
it doesn't seem like it's been working recently, and so
I'm not trying to say she's the best actor in the world, but like, what about a homie that made Shazam? Like, he was a YouTuber at one point, turned director, which is almost the exact same thing as an influencer. He's just behind.
Not really.
There's some content creators that have become
a YouTuber is an influencer though.
Not in the sense of Addison.
I'm not getting into this influencer discussion again.
I mean, we can agree to disagree right here.
Because look at Bo Burnham. He was technically an influencer. Great actor, great director.
But he was in fucking Zack Stone before he got to make Inside.
Well, yeah, but he also I got a movie in my list that he's in.
No, I'm just saying, like, Zack Stone was not the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh, no.
He got the chance to make Inside, so I think we should give her a second chance. But then again, she did make Obsessed, which I've never tried to advocate for a song so bad and then just failed because it was just shit.
Garrett, what movie were we watching the other day where Bo Burnham was like a barista?
Promising? No, it's not.
I could look.
The Deaf. I don't know.
No.
I'm just listening to movies that came into the top of my head.
It's weird because I have a movie on my list called Promising Young Women where he goes in and flirts with a barista.
What?
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah.
Bo Burnham.
I'll talk about that in a bit.
Oh, he's in Hall Pass. That's what it is.
Okay.
Dude shows up in the most random shit.
Yeah, he's just like, what can I get you?
There was a solid week where I had no idea in everything that I was watching, and he would just show up in an episode of Parks and Rec. He showed up in Promising Young Woman. There's like 2 other things that he showed up in.
Oh, that makes sense on why he was the main actor in Zack Stone. He produced it.
He was Zack Stone too. All right. So, crime thrillers. We're gonna talk about
like, this to me is such a funny genre you picked because it's probably like the most, I don't know, debatable as to like what's the best that comes out of it. Just because, like, in my opinion, like the first thing that comes out of my mind when you say crime thriller genre, Criminal Minds, Law and Order SVU. Like, I don't know why, but my mind instantly gravitates towards TV other than movies.
I definitely think of like Seven or Mindhunter.
Yeah, I think of Mindhunter and True
So just
Detective if I
Fincher?
think TV shows.
So Fincher?
Fincher is the king of crime thriller.
Dude, True Detective, man.
True Detective season 1 is
We
amazing.
need to watch season 2.
Season 2, I tried. It's kind of boring. But I've heard
And that's
season
why
3 is good, and then season 4 is coming out
well,
with Jodie Foster.
no, you know that they both just got scrapped, right? Jeremy told us in class.
Dude, they just released pictures with Jodie Foster like 2 days ago.
Oh, well, Jeremy told us in class literally 2 days ago that
I'm fact-checking this.
Fincher said that season 3 was done.
Oh, yeah,
Mindhunter
Mindhunter is.
Yeah, is that not what we were just talking about?
No,
we
we're talking about
True Detective.
True Detective.
Oh,
I was like,
thought you were
dude, I
talking
just
about
saw like a
fucking
picture
Mindhunter.
from it like 2 days ago.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
like, I swear
Mindhunter
I'm
got
not retarded.
scrapped because it's too expensive.
That's not a valid reason.
No, it's not. You see the shows that Netflix puts out? You know how much money Netflix puts out and then they cancel the good shit?
Isn't True Detective on HBO Max?
Yeah.
I was like...
I also wouldn't be surprised if that was just a cover-up and Fincher was like, I don't want to work with such a shitty fucking team anymore.
Probably he doesn't want to work with Netflix. No,
that's what I'm saying.
That's not true because he also has a movie with Netflix coming out this year with Michael Fassbender.
Which I was gonna say, just because I'm not surprised that Netflix gets the reputation it does out of nowhere. Like there has to be something that causes that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they cause it.
Of course. No, but like I like Seven and stuff. Yeah, but like I grew up on Criminal Minds and Law and Order SVU.
Oh, yeah.
Like when my mom was watching TV, she was watching that shit. At least when I was younger. Then it kind of turned into sitcoms, but that was her favorite stuff. And like Monk, dude, I thought that everyone watched Monk when they were like 9 years old.
No.
That was my mom's favorite shit. That and like Columbo. You guys ever seen Columbo?
I've heard of it.
No.
Wow. Yeah, that's another detective like crime thriller show.
You
So
know
like
what?
I grew up in a lot of crime, like NCIS, CSI, fucking Florida.
I think my problem with like
New
crime
Orleans.
TV show, a lot of the time for me, they just don't deliver in the later seasons as they did in like season 1 through however many there are. But like with short little movies or like a one season
Limited series.
Yeah, limited series. I think that's where it really shines through that.
Right. Well, I think it's like season 1. Think about like season 1. You could do anything you want. The doors are open. But when you get to season 10, you have 9 seasons of ideas you can't pick from anymore.
Exactly. So that's why it gets dull.
So, exactly. So I think that's just like I get what you mean. That like the making of a crime movie is probably easier than the show of one because of just purely what you can work with.
True.
But okay, here's a good question. Do you prefer crime movies over shows though?
Yes. In most cases. No, in some cases.
Okay. For me, I don't really like network TV crime shows. Like, I think NCIS and Criminal Minds, they're fine. I've never been blown away. I do like Criminal Minds more from the few episodes that I have seen. There's one episode with Matthew Lillard that blew my mind. But I think the best shows are literally when it's a limited series, it's one mystery that goes around for a whole season. And it's not just killer of the week kind of deal. But I think crime thriller movies are just top notch. It's like my top 3 genre.
You know what's an underrated crime show that I'm being so dead ass when I say this too? Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. Now I know it's not the most like crime thriller shit, but dude, like like your typical Scooby-Doo show. There's no real story. It's just like the Phineas and Ferb shows based off the same idea. Yeah, exactly. But dude, the story in this shit and it develops and when everything unfolds and shit, like for a Scooby-Doo show,
The subplot's insane.
it's a pretty good the subplot. What do you mean? It turns into a story. It stops being episodic.
No, I know. I'm saying like you have to watch it to like
Well,
get
yeah,
to certain
exactly.
points like to understand it.
Exactly. You can't just like watch episodes here and there. You'd have to watch it all the way through. So I think that's an underrated one. But like, so okay, but here begs another question: are we talking about just crime thriller, like specific? Because is Teen Titans a crime thriller or
No,
no?
it's not.
No.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not a thriller.
I guess that's not okay.
I think
Yeah, it's not
I
a
think
thriller.
things that deal with crime aren't necessarily thrillers, and it's vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got a couple on my list of like my favorites that maybe aren't crime thriller, but me personally, I would classify them as the one that everyone would like say no is Game Night.
Mm,
I don't know
Never
if you
even
guys
seen
have seen Game Night with Jason
not
Bateman.
really.
That's definitely a thriller. I wouldn't say
It's a comedy, but it's a crime thriller, I would say.
But what makes it a crime thriller? I understand the thriller part, but I don't understand the crime part.
You don't understand the crime?
Not
Dude,
really.
it's the whole point of they tried to make like a murder mystery game night, right? And then it turns into a kidnapping, and then they go through the entire city trying to solve this kidnapping. Literally a crime.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
What about
Dude, I just
Nice Guys?
That's
yes,
that's
crime
a crime
thriller?
thriller.
yes. I think. Well, I mean, if you've seen this fucking podcast, you know my love for Ryan Gosling. So, Nice Guys is dude. Nice. Russell, did you guys see that new Russell Crowe movie that's coming out?
No, I'm not watching it.
I didn't even hear what
Like
Russell Crowe was in.
It's like
It's the
it's like something
Pope's.
about being a priest or something. Like
Oh,
I think
like
yeah,
he's like the
It's the priest's
exorcist.
exorcist.
The priest's
yeah.
exorcism or
Okay.
some shit like that.
I'm gonna say something, and this might be kind of bonkers. Russell Crowe sucks.
Oh,
I would say
not
he's
that
he's hit or
great.
miss. He's hit or miss.
And
but mostly
like for the
miss.
past 12 years, it's miss.
Yeah, I mean, Nice Guys is a good movie.
Gladiator.
Gladiator's a good movie.
Name one other good movie with him.
Les Miserables.
That's not a good movie.
No, I never even seen that movie.
That's literally the only
No,
other
like
role
that.
that came to my head of Russell Crowe besides Love and Thunder.
I mean, have you seen the clip
Is
of
it
him
Love and
singing
Thunder?
in that movie?
Yeah, he's Zeus.
I don't even think I've seen another Russell Crowe movie.
He's not good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen another Russell. I'm looking through. Oh, he's in the Bedtimes at the El Royale. I haven't seen that in a while, but I mean, I like that movie. So I don't know if he's. I don't even know what. I don't even know what he plays in the
I
movie.
mean, it's all right.
He plays. He doesn't even have a name on the cast, so never mind.
So I don't think he's in that movie. But what's the movie that you think of when you think of crime thriller? Like, what's the movie?
7.
7?
7
Okay.
probably.
Yeah.
Inception's up there maybe because that's like the biggest crime, but it's not a crime.
I think of Prisoners.
Yeah, it was either that or Prisoners.
I think that's another good choice. But I also think like Zodiac came to mind
Zodiac, yep.
because that's like
did.
that's like the top tier of like crime thriller. Isn't
it's
Scream
real.
technically a crime thriller?
Scream is a crime thriller.
Yes, bro. That is so a crime thriller. It's literally about a serial killer.
Just because it's a crime thriller, just because it's about serial killers doesn't make it a crime thriller.
Oh, but it's so a crime thriller.
But there's a crime and it's a thriller.
That does not make it a crime thriller.
Those are the two words in the genre.
No, that doesn't make it a crime thriller.
Yeah, it does.
But I mean, yeah, it does. But it could definitely be more than one genre. It's definitely a slasher. I would say it's a slasher over a crime thriller, but it's just as much of a crime thriller as it is a slasher.
Horror slasher. If you want to pick the two genres it's a part of, that's the genres it's a part of. Just because there's a crime in the movie does not make it a crime investigation movie.
But it is a crime investigation movie. That's the whole plot of the movie.
The whole first movie, no, it's not. The guy who thinks they did it is convicted. Cotton Weary is the guy that they think that did it, and Gale Weathers is the one who doesn't think he did it. There's no investigation to be done. The murder happened a year ago.
But then But doesn't he get released and then they have to find the new killer?
No, because he was never the killer. The two killers were Stu and Billy. So it's more of a slasher than an investigation crime.
Miles and I watched this 2 days ago.
That's
No.
how That's why I'm much more sharp on it.
It's very fresh. Fight Club.
No, that's not a crime thriller. No.
Oh.
That is so much more of a psychological movie, dude. It plays almost no part with crime. It almost plays no part with crime.
Terrorism.
But okay, but there's no involvement with the police until like halfway through the end of the movie. Like post robbery where old boy gets shot, after that it becomes a crime movie. The entire beginning of that movie is just Edward Norton's character simply figuring out what the fuck is going on with his life. And where out of absolutely nowhere have you seen it, Matthew?
Matthew knows the twist.
Yeah,
I
Everybody
know
knows
the
the
twist.
Maybe he doesn't know the twist. Do you know the twist?
No. Matthew, what's the twist?
Oh, no, right now.
Okay, well, since he doesn't know the twist,
That's like the twist in cinema.
Yeah. I definitely think that's more of a psychological movie because the dude's he's literally living with fucking schizophrenia. That's what that is.
Still crime.
I don't think so. I think Scream's
Terrorism is a crime.
Yeah, I know it's a crime, but that is not a crime thriller. Because I feel like with a crime thriller, the cops or some form of united group of government agents have to be the main focus of the story. And in Fight Club, they play a very small part.
Yeah, 100%. If it's a crime movie, it definitely has to deal with
Die Hard a crime thriller?
Zodiac, they're literally trying to find the Zodiac killer.
But you just said it has to have cops.
That is cops.
Yes.
They are cops.
No,
it's the San Diego.
Well, yeah, but they're reporting about but the cops are still looking for the Zodiac killer. That is the definition of a crime thriller. They're looking for one of the most decorated serial killers.
Well, I think about it like this: it has to focus on the individuals of doing the crime. It doesn't have to. It focuses on them solely, plus the people around them. Whatever. That's what I think makes a crime movie. So, like Scream, it does not solely focus on Billy and Stu whatsoever.
See, Prisoners. There's only one main character is a cop. The other one, who's really the main character, is not a cop. Right. He's just a cracked out dad. I would say that's a crime thriller, and that doesn't really involve the cops too much.
But
I'm just saying because Ben was saying that you were saying, oh my god, what movie did you just say? How did it slip my mind?
Zodiac?
Yeah, you were saying Zodiac Killer. You were just saying Zodiac Killer, which I assume you were saying they don't have cops. So how is that a crime thriller movie? Is that
right, because you said that there should be cops that are trying. I
say that majority of the focus should be the cops. Prisoners, Jake Gyllenhaal is the main focus on the cops, which makes it a crime thriller because you have those two acts going against you. Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal. Those are your two people. You know what you're dealing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Zodiac Killer, again, well, yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. But Jake Gyllenhaal, there's like your reporter cop, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And then they play in with the cops. So it's like they're a driving force together.
What about American Psycho?
Now that one is a tough one because I don't think I would put it under crime thriller either.
It's a thriller, but it's not really crime.
All he does is murder people.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of cops involved.
But that's another psychological thriller because the whole time he's in his mind. You're seeing him go through his mind, go through mental stages.
I think
at one point he's.
So you think it's all in his mind?
Crime thriller.
Well, me personally, I don't think it's all in his mind. I really do think he committed the murders. But I also personally don't think that he talked to Jared Leto's dude in that one place. I think that was all in his mind and he was actually just having a conversation and then walked away. I think the whole movie is kind of an allegory because there's so many different theories that go through. Like people think he's just having conversations with himself.
How'd you pick the one scene that actually seems real in that movie is the one you don't believe?
Because I don't believe that one. Because I don't believe Patrick Bateman as a character would just out himself like that. He's too suave and smart. And I get like at the end of the movie, he breaks down and he's like, this isn't me. I shouldn't be doing this. I need to tell someone. They need to know who I've killed. And then I'm like, I get people snap, but he seemed way too early on in his killings to be snapping like that. but it's a very far reach. I get it, so people wouldn't side with me anyways. I don't think a lot of people.
I don't get how that's the one.
There's some other things.
To me, it's
There's
the
some other
one
ones
when
probably.
he's running around the city, freaking out from the cops.
Yeah, with the gun, and he goes into the building.
He shoots the cop car, and the cop car blows up.
Yeah.
And then even then, he's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Exactly.
But even then, it's
I don't know.
like, I don't know.
He's just.
I think that's still more psychological because the whole time, and the whole point of that movie is for the audience to think, was it real or not, right? So it's like, what were we seeing the mind of Patrick Bateman kill these people, or are we seeing the mind of Patrick Bateman think he was killing these people? Not let's try and catch this guy and murder people, which I think would set it into a crime thriller genre. We're worried about the mind of him, not his actions, really, because the kills are brutal as fuck. But even when he's killing, like thinking about killing those girls in the bed and they're having sex, like we're literally hearing his eternal monologues. We're not like seeing him just have sex with these girls and kill them, which I think something a Fincher movie would give you, just a scene of someone having sex and then killing them in the bed, not like blah 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 this happening, blah 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 this. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking about Fincher movies. Very rarely does he show someone actually get killed.
Yeah, it's more disturbing to see the aftermath. In my eyes,
because in 7, if you think about it, no one dies in that movie that you see.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, but yes, that's true.
Yeah, we never even see, like, even for the ending of the movie, we don't even see John Doe die.
But somehow that is one of the most brutal movies out there that I've seen.
I do think it's due to the fact of what the aftermath is, because fucking what's the I think it's Sloth. Is that the one in the bedroom where it's like covered in fucking scents? Like those.
No, that's.
Fuck, what is that one? Is that
Sloth? Sloth is the first kill.
Gluttony is the big boy.
Gluttony is the first kill. You're right.
Gluttony's big boy.
I think it is Sloth.
That one I think is the most freaky one in that movie because he is still alive. That's freaky to me.
Oh no, Sloth is like the 4th kill.
Oh, I know, but it's the one in the bedroom where he's like, he looks
still,
dead,
like,
but he's still alive.
Removed,
and it's like that is freaky as fuck. Everybody's like, oh, the lust kill is like the worst one. I'm like, no, it's not. A description is it's bad, but seeing a living dead person, that is more freaky than a description, in my eyes.
Like, wasn't the man skinned?
No, he was like, his face was like he was just being malnourished. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and he was getting fed chemicals into his body to kill him, but keep him alive. And so he became brain dead. I believe he ate his own tongue. He never left that bed for, I think it's like almost an entire year.
Yeah, it's like close to a year at that point.
Oh yeah.
So he's like literally the closest thing you could be to a zombie.
That's freaky as hell, dude.
No, bro, that is a zombie.
That is freaky as hell.
I do think Sloth is the worst kill in that movie.
I've said the same thing, especially to like people who've seen the movie. They're like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Yes, it is, homie."
I think Sloth, and then Lust.
The killer just left like the car sense things sitting next to him, so the smell doesn't.
It masks the smell, dude.
Sloth, Lust, and then Gluttony. That's top 3.
I think. See, it's weird because.
What about the wife?
To be fair, Gwyneth Paltrow's not a lot, like, doesn't have a big role in this movie until the very end, and so it's like you don't see her a whole lot.
She's pretty big.
That box is pretty big.
That's what I'm saying. Is like her role is pretty big at the end of the movie, but we don't really see her a whole lot, so it's not as impactful as it would have been if we saw her more often.
You see her a lot.
My point is 7.
7.
But my point is, it's like that. I'm talking about Matthew's kill. It's like, that's not the most terrifying.
I was making a joke about her kill.
Just to be clear, I wouldn't want to die any of these ways.
Oh, fuck no, dude. I'd rather die a normal, peaceful death.
Wait, what are we talking about? Sorry.
The worst kill in 7.
Oh, I mean, Gluttony, probably.
No,
Sloth.
Oh, is that the one in the bed?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it goes Sloth, Lust, and then Gluttony.
I don't know why I do, but every time I think of 7 kills, Gluttony pops in my head. Just because
it's the first one.
A fat dude.
That also the thought of having to be forced to eat until you die
until your body literally
Like-
implodes.
I was watching a video. Someone was telling talking about how the feeling of dying during the 7 deaths would feel, which is an already wild video to be making. But he was explaining if you were eating, the lining in your gut would have to expand to make so much room that it would start tearing, and then it would just start leaking into your actual stomach. And then I was
happened.
Dude,
yeah.
it's weird because I
And
can
you're
see it so
feeling all
vividly
that.
in my head. I can see it so picture perfect in my head
Yeah.
of the
Right.
scene of Gluttony just sitting in the chair, leaned over.
Right.
You can literally look at someone's face and see the distress of their body imploding.
If anyone watches 7 and isn't freaked out by one of the deaths, you are a psychopath. I don't think I've seen a movie that just looks more frightening. Any other person, just a decaying body. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Especially Sloth is just fun to look at. Yeah, I know it's just not fun to look at.
And the more fucked up part is he's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's brain dead, but he's still.
He though?
He makes.
He's still functioning.
He makes a
He's
noise.
not functioning.
Well, he's not functioning, but
He's
I meant
been
to say
dead for a long time.
Is
He's
he?
just a body.
But he's
Yeah.
making
Dude, if you're brain dead,
well, yeah, you're not.
dead.
you have no function.
But I mean, he was still making noises, and that's why I'm like, that's what freaks me out. He was still
Well, I think that's
making
I think
noises.
that's just I think that's literally just his his body producing that. Just
because I think it's is it Brad Pitt who walks in the room, right? Or is
They
it
both do.
Yeah.
So they
They
get close
both do.
enough to him, and he inhales and it's
Yeah.
that part freaks me out because it's he's still he's not alive fully, but he has the function of breathing still, or at least to that extent. And
Right.
no, thank you.
Well, dude, let's talk about True Detective for a little bit. I wanted to talk about that too because we already talked about it earlier. So the writing in that first season, I tried to watch the second season. I wasn't a fan. I just couldn't get into it.
Good.
Yeah, but the first season's writing is so elite. See, I'm trying to write a story not like that at all, but I want to have aspects like that to my writing is that good because I would have never guessed that the villain. I would have never guessed it. I don't think I ever would have. They hid him in plain sight so perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think about it, when you think of the whole trope of plain sight, they usually put him right in front of him, he's on the screen for majority of the show, or he's on the screen but in a bad light. Exactly, but he's just always in the background. When we're driving down the road, he's just cutting the grass, but it's 3 seconds he's on the screen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The one scene they're driving down the road and they see the house, and then they do it, but they go down that same road and they just pass it, and he's just cutting the grass. He's just always there cutting
They
his grass.
stop and get out of their car and talk to him while he's cutting the grass.
Yeah, but then the second time, isn't there a second time where they drive past and he's just cutting or is he at the school cutting the school grass?
It's the school grass.
That's where they stop him, is at the school.
Right. But don't they pass him at his house, or don't they just drive by and he's just cutting the grass again?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm tripping. But anyways, that's besides the point. The point is just the way the ability to just put this villain, who's already just a fucked up guy, in plain sight and hide him for the entire show until obviously you find out. You're like, that's crazy. I will. So the ending of the show, the whole weird maze, and then they fight in that weird tunnel area thing.
Yeah,
I wasn't really a fan of that. I'm not gonna lie. I think they could. I think it was a little cat chasing mouse, but I don't know.
Isn't that the whole point?
I was just like, what is going on?
I guess that is the whole point. Yeah, but I don't know. I was just he's chasing him in this, and then he just got sneak attacked. I don't know. Well, it's a little. I guess it's
he's lived on that farm.
Yeah.
His whole life, so he's gonna know the ins and outs of everything.
I guess you're right. Yeah, he would know his place.
I mean, I watched that season twice, and the second time was with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fun watching you guys' reaction when the killer was revealed.
Dude, shit blew my fucking mind.
Right? And then what was
shit
it?
Was wild.
You know those whole scenes when Matthew McConaughey is in the station. He's got the long long hair, and he's drinking.
Bro, 19 hours is insane.
Yeah, they shot that all in one day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking insane, bro.
It's also weird because True Detective, like everybody's like, "Oh, Matthew McConaughey," but I also want to point out Woody Harrelson in that. I'm like, "Oh, he's just a Zombieland guy, right? He's just a Zombieland." But this proved to me that Woody Harrelson is much more than just that guy from Zombieland.
He knows what he's doing, bro.
That's what I wanted him to be in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah,
I'm like,
work out for him.
My brain was like, "You seen No Country?" Yeah, he was the guy.
Yeah, he's in there for like 5 minutes
and just got murdered.
But he's there.
Like,
bro,
as soon as
he crime thriller.
That is a crime. Yes.
That is a crime thriller. Yeah, No Country for Old Men. Holy fucking shit, bro. I think that one's an underrated one because actually, I feel like this is a good question. How many people do you think actually have seen No Country for Old Men?
Not that many people, I feel like.
I never heard of it until last year, if I'm being honest. I'd never heard of that movie.
I've heard about it for a long time, and I've seen it twice now.
Oh yeah, no, I had no idea. I thought it was a new movie, if I was being honest. But then when it said like Josh Brolin and why is his name slipping my mind?
Anton Chigurh. He plays Anton Chigurh. What's his name?
The old dude, yeah.
It's like with a J, right? It's like
Javier Bardem.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, yeah, Javier Bardem. Yeah.
Isn't that the killer? Okay. I was thinking the old dude.
That's
the old dude.
Chigurh.
Tommy Lee Jones?
Oh, yes and yes, those are both correct. Yeah, but when I found out, I was like, oh damn. So I don't know. I guess more people have seen it than I thought, but I just thought maybe it's just like an underrated movie. At least I think it is. It's just lowly ranked. I feel like not a lot of people know about it.
I don't think it's brought up in conversation a whole lot.
Yep. For sure.
What about? Have any of you seen Gone Girl yet?
I have.
You have?
I started it for like the first 5 minutes, and I was just like, I just don't think it's the day to watch this, so I just put something else on. But I'm eventually going to get around to it.
I think Gone Girl is Fincher's most underappreciated.
Oh yeah.
In the last couple days, I've heard the movie and like videos I've been watching more often than before. So should I have to watch it eventually?
I might rewatch it today. Actually, that movie is so good. What's the actress's name?
Shit! Is the girl that plays Amy?
Yeah, she plays Amy Dunn. Rosamund Pike. She plays. This isn't without exaggeration or anything. One of the best film villains I've ever seen.
Really?
And I know you guys feel a little on the fence about Ben Affleck's acting, but this movie is amazing, especially with his all of the performances. Neil Patrick Harris
is so good. How I Met Your Mother, his acting in that?
Neil Patrick Harris
superior.
Is amazing in everything he does.
Yes, bro.
The Smurfs
been a lot lately though.
Yes, bro. He's been in a lot more than you think he has. You just don't hear his name a lot because he's underrated as hell.
What was it, 8-Bit Christmas that came out 2 years ago? That's a pretty good Christmas movie. I ain't even gonna lie.
I haven't even seen it yet. You know what's crazy? Me and Ben, we were like, do we want to watch 8-Bit Christmas or the new Home Alone? And we opted to watch the new Home Alone.
We got 30 minutes into it. Shut that shit off.
And the thing is I've never seen a worse movie than this in my life. In the 30 minutes that we watched this movie and we picked apart all the continuity errors, the story writing errors, the light, it was just
the entire plot point is because of doll.
Okay, the whole plot point is the doll, but here's the shit part. We don't see him take the doll. It doesn't happen. They just said it does. They didn't shoot that.
Dude, he literally he's like, oh, this doll goes for a lot of money. Let me go find it real quick. That little dork stole my doll.
I guarantee you they shot that. They just didn't use it. The editor opted out. And the director was like, okay.
Garrett and I, when we were watching that, and they were like, he took the doll. We need to get that back. Garrett and I looked at each other like, where the fuck was there a doll?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, he went in the house and he took the doll. Never showed. It's awful.
Dude, and Buzz's character, he's literally just a cop who he like hates the kid because he's like, my brother used to do that stuff. Don't do that, kid. And he's just like hits on his mom. And he just hits on his mom.
You're telling me that your parents left you home alone? That's so
I've seen this before.
Stupid.
There it is.
Dude, I can confidently say like 3 through 5 of Home Alone is better than Home Sweet Home Alone. And those are garbage.
No, okay, I will say the third one with the spies is a bad movie, but the concept of the spies is a fire idea for a third movie.
Here's my hot take.
Is it though?
It's
Home Alone 2.
It's the Cars 2 of Home Alone.
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York is the best Home Alone movie.
I will agree with you. Home Alone 1 and 2 are the exact same.
It could change year to year.
The traps in 2 are better. The location is better. It's better than.
They got way more actors.
Exactly.
Lost in New York. The streets are numbered.
Shut the fuck up.
Wait, is Cars 2 a crime thriller?
Holy
yes, for sure.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to tell this podcast Cars 2 is the best crime thriller in history.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Is Toy Story 3 a crime thriller?
Mater is the best detective in Disney.
Fuck the Great Mouse Detective. Mater's better.
Bro, can we talk about the Great Mouse Detective? That just opened up a fucking memory in my shit. That movie is actually good. Remember
is
that?
Halloween Town a crime thriller?
Is Rescue Rangers a crime thriller?
No.
Oh, well, hold up.
The
TV
From the
show
land
is
down under.
The TV show is literally them solving crimes and
crimes.
So
wait, is Scooby-Doo the best crime thriller show of all time?
It's the best crime show of all time.
Is it the longest running crime show of all time?
What was it, since
probably
the 60s?
Yeah, probably they did before.
The longest running crime franchise in history.
Nah, bro. Mickey Mouse.
I want to meet Sherlock. I want to meet the guy that was sitting in his room smoking weed, looked at his dog, and was like, "You know, it'd be so funny if me, you, and a bowl of fruit over there that kind of looked like people solved crimes." And he just started drawing it. That would be so funny on a skit.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't. I'm pretty sure he was on acid.
Well, dude, have you seen some of the villains in the original Scooby-Doo series? Those guys look terrifying.
Dude, they are the designs were wild, bro. I wonder what he was doing. He could have been doing anything. Fuck. I want to see that shit though. Okay, I'm gonna say this is a hot take. I wish I would have said this in the last episode, but we're talking about Scooby-Doo. The Scooby-Doo Cartoon Network movies are not that bad.
One with Robbie Amell?
They're not that bad.
Robbie Amell.
Okay, the second one is very, very bad. Let me say that. The first one isn't terrible. It's not about origin. No, the origin story for Shaggy is pretty good. He's pretty funny in it. And like Fred is weird, Daphne's ugly. Not really, I'm sorry. And Velma's just like she's just stupid.
And you get the girl from Lemonade Mouth,
right?
Yeah, like she's smart, but she's like I just don't like her in it. She's just stupid. I don't know how else to describe.
Sounds like me.
Well, dude, it's weird because it's the fucking girl from Lemonade Mouth. So it
should be good.
No,
Haley Kiyoko. But Shaggy's character in that shit is so funny. He says there and they're like, they're like, Shaggy, you have a license? He's like, yeah, man. It's like, how do you have a license? He's like, well, I got held back 2 years. I don't know. He's like, he tries to come up with some fucking random ass excuse. It's funny. I don't know. When I was watching it, it was making me laugh. I remember like a couple years ago, everyone was saying those movies were terrible. And I rewatched them when I was like, I mean, these aren't the worst things I've ever seen. The second one's pretty bad though. I will say that.
After that,
the superior Shaggy.
Of course, though.
I will say after that though, fucking Scooby-Doo kind of went up and down for several years, and it's still in that cycle.
I would say that Scooby-Doo hasn't been on a high since probably Mystery Incorporated. After that, it's been on a very sharp low.
Well, dude, we're at the lowest of the low. Velma hit
you act like Scooby-Doo in the WWE movie didn't happen.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
that's because it's so high on the list, Ben. We can't include it.
The fact that the
Zombie
mystery
Island?
machine breaks down, and who shows up? John fucking Cena. And what does he do? Instantly starts risen up Daphne.
Of
Yes,
course,
sir, bro.
you have to.
And then the Scooby Natural episode of Supernatural where Sam and Dean get transported into a Scooby Doo.
Well, to be
Let
fair,
me
we
tell
haven't
you.
seen
So good.
it, so at least I
when you
haven't.
showed me that shit, I was like, yes, this is funny.
It is so good. They
This
get
is
put
good.
into the show, and
I
Dean
could
looks at
just
Sam and he's like, I
imagine-
swear to God, Sam, if anything happens to that goddamn dog, I'm going to kill myself. I will
I
die
can
for
just
that dog.
imagine like Ben's reaction when he first watched that episode.
It is
after watching
so good.
Supernatural.
Well, you also gotta understand, dude. There's Scooby-Doo
It's
there's
canonical.
Scooby-Doo
It
properties.
happened.
There's Scooby-Doo properties that come out every single year. There's one that came out last year about Halloween, and then obviously we got Velma this year, which is absolute dog shit.
Scoob was not that bad, but it wasn't the best.
No, Scoob was pretty
What
weird.
was it?
Scoob.
Or not Scoob.
No, Scoob
What is
wasn't
it?
bad. It was funny. I liked
Yeah.
it.
Because it was the one with the superhero, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eh,
I think that the
Wasn't
best
the
Scooby-Doo
worst,
movie
but it
is
wasn't
Cyber
the best.
Chase.
no, the best Scooby-Doo movie is Scooby-Doo
Zombie
2
Island.
Monsters
No.
Unleashed.
It is.
Well, yes, that one's good. I thought we were talking just animated.
Oh,
'cause,
we're talking
Zombie
strictly
Island's
animated,
good.
yeah. Dude,
Cyber
Cyber Chase
Chase.
is the best animated one of Scooby-Doo.
That or
Easily.
Zombie Island.
Aw, bro.
Okay, well, I gotta go soon. So, do we want to go to the game and then maybe continue a conversation later?
All right.
I'd like to talk about more genres like this next time, though, for sure. I really do like talking.
Pick a new
about this
genre next
stuff.
week.
Yes, maybe we got it. The comments. We'll let the comments pick. I think that's a good idea. Okay, cool. Who's on game?
I'm on
Mr.
game.
Matthew.
Okay, but the Scooby Natural episode is funny because like Shaggy gets in there, and he like actually breaks his arm, and it scares the shit out of him because they can't get hurt in Scooby Doo universe. But once they get in there, he's like, "What the hell?
What in the hell?"
Dude, that show is so funny because it's literally them just being introduced to everything that's like not like reality is like just broken for them.
Dude, what's crazy is that's like a canonical episode. Like that actually happened in the timeline of Supernaturals. They got sucked into a Scooby Doo episode, and they talk about it later. Dean's like, dude, I killed zombie Hitler. You're welcome. I also hung out with Scooby Doo.
What's your excuse? I don't.
Dean Solo's your favorite universe.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
no,
you don't
Scooby Doo Solo's your favorite universe. Shut the fuck up.
Shaggy Solo's your
Probably.
favorite universe.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I
Shaggy.
am 1% of my full power.
know. Like Scooby.
Like Scoob.
Why are you so dumb and sick?
All right, gang.
Yeah,
Dude, I just saw a clip today. It's like Fred walking over. He's like, I'm going to check this door. Doesn't open. And then he walks away. It's like, well, that didn't work. That's it. That's all he does.
That's funny.
I think I've seen that clip. All right, Miles.
Okay, so I think I don't know if we did this in private or if we did this over a podcast, but let's make a movie. I'll give you guys you guys pick a genre, the director, main actor, main actress, a song for the soundtrack, and your guys' plot, and we'll have the comments decide which one's the best.
Okay.
Song or an artist for the soundtrack?
Let's do artists because they can let's just say in this universe they can create their own unique song for it.
On Garrett.
Yeah. I just don't have an artist. I'm just not going to put an artist. If that's fine.
I chose a composer.
I thought about it.
I'm just gonna put not available. Okay.
Nothing. Zilch.
Or Matthew.
I'm going first. Fuck no.
Ben,
All
did you
right,
finish?
that's a little
I go first
aggressive.
I go first all the time.
I would say
I'll
since
go
Ben
first.
finished first.
All right, Garrett's going first.
Okay. So obviously genre, crime thriller. For my director, I picked Francis Ford Coppola. I really like Francis Ford Coppola. The Godfather is great, and also Apocalypse Now, even though that's not really a crime thriller, but still. For my actor, I had to pick Marlon Brando. If you do, Francis Ford Coppola and Marlon Brando are like the Leo and Martin Scorsese at this point. Then for my actress, I picked Susan Anton. She's like just an actress from the 70s. Honestly, for this pick, I really didn't matter. It didn't matter who the actress was to me because it's the 70s. They didn't. This is gonna sound really bad, but actresses in the 70s weren't getting many big name roles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Artist, I couldn't think of an artist because I was like, it's the 70s. Hans Zimmer was like 19 years old, so he wasn't making movies yet.
Fair.
So I wasn't gonna put fucking Beethoven. And then for the summary, I just put a young mafia member runs a money operation out of a strip club in LA in 1975. A stripper who works for him plans to make her own side business.
Okay. Miles.
Give me a second. Got it. Okay. Obviously thriller. I picked Denis Villeneuve, if that's how you pronounce his name, as director. I got Woody Harrelson as main actor and Kate Blanchett as main actress. I said Lady Gaga on soundtrack, something similar to Skyfall by Adele. I said a detective who is tasked with solving a recent string of gruesome murders. Her partner knows more than he is letting on about them. Kate Blanchett plays the detective and Woody Harrelson plays the partner.
All right.
Okay. Ben.
Crime thriller. My director is Bong Joon-ho. And my actor is going to be Matthew McConaughey, with my actress followed by Rachel McAdams. The artist or composer will be Michael Giacchino. Get that Batman feel in there. Summary will be Matthew McConaughey plays a killer who targets women who look like his dead wife and murders women around the country. Rachel McAdams is an FBI agent tasked with following him and bringing him to justice.
Okay. Mine, of course, crime thriller. For director, I picked Anthony Waka. I don't even know how to say his name. He made
You don't
The
even know
Guilty.
Okay.
I just don't know how to say his last name. Guilty.
Oh,
You
okay.
need the Guilty with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah. I picked Leo as my main actress, Natalie Portman as my actress,
Okay.
and then Post Malone for soundtrack. And then, so Leo finds out his wife has been cheating on him. At first, he doesn't believe it, but then he confronts her and the dude. And I couldn't think of like a middle plot.
Did you just give a summary of the plot? You didn't give a log line of the story?
No. But then it just ends with Leo in a chair. I didn't know how else to put it.
What? It's a
I didn't
log
think
I
of
love
a
the
log
ending.
line.
That ending.
Think of a log
And then it
line.
ends with Leonardo DiCaprio in a chair.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you boys. I think my story is my kicker there, along with my director. So I feel pretty confident in the win here. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
but your
man.
actor's dead.
I felt like you were trying to make The Godfather, but with strippers.
No, man.
Yeah,
It's just
man.
when you have Francis Ford Coppola, you have to have Marlon Brando, and it has to be in the 70s. That's how it works. I just had to I have to follow the path. But I didn't listen. It's still fire. That's still a W in my books. That's a win, baby. No.
If I had a better log line.
Yeah, if you didn't just give the summary of a story.
Well, he said summary, so.
All right. Well,
personally, I feel like I got the dub, but that's just me.
Well,
Comment
we'll
down
see.
below.
Yeah, exactly. Comment down below. Appreciate it. Also, comment down more genres. We'd love to get your guys' input and talk about them a little bit. That'd be awesome. Yeah, but it's another podcast in the books. Thanks for sticking with us. Again, just red light pictures on everything now. Made the switch over. Have a good one. See you, boys.